armored hostile.
If you guys are interested in being a member, then click the join button down below to check out the available perks. The first tier is only $1. Thank you to those of you who choose to join. What's up, mod squad? Welcome to another Division 2 build breakdown video. Before we get into the video, if you already subscribed to me, then don't forget to smash that like button, as it really helps push our videos into the recommended section, which in turn helps the channel grow. Interaction is a big part of what helps us in the YouTube algorithm, and the extra support is very much appreciated. So help us hit that 500 like goal that we always hit here on the channel, and don't forget to share this video to help other agents. Now, before I get into breaking down my new TU16 Striker tank DPS build for solo PVE, I firstly want to go over the newly made changes to the Striker Battleground gear set, starting off with the fact that it was nerfed. Changed its multiplicative damage to additive. Now don't freak out because I said the dreaded word nerf, because they actually counteracted this nerf with the newly added changes, and all it all buffed the gear set. Originally, Striker's Gamble amplified total weapon damage by 0.5%, stacking up to 50 times. 2 stacks were lost per second. Equipping the chest piece increased max stacks from 50 to 100, and using the backpack increased your weapon damage per stack from 0.5 to 0.65. Now with the new changes to Striker's Gamble, it reads weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. 1 stack lost per second between 0 to 50 stacks, 2 stacks lost per second between 51 and 100 stacks. Equipping a chest piece gives you press the advantage, increases max stacks on Striker's Gamble from 100 to 200. 3 stacks lost per second between 101 and 200 stacks. Adding a backpack increases total weapon damage per stack from 0.65% to 1%, so 1% per stack, able to stack up to 200 times. So that is an insane amount of damage. So as you can see, although the damage was changed from multiplicative to additive, the new changes in fact allow strikers to put out a lot more damage than it did before. With that said, let's take a look at today's build, which definitely rivals my Hunter's Fury one-man army build. Now what's great about strikers is the damage is quicker to gain and easier to keep. You're also not required to get kills to gain stack, or kill within a 10-second time frame to keep stacks. All you have to do is consistently land your shots to keep your stacks up. Striker's damage also isn't limited by range like Hunter's Fury, allowing you to do high damage up close and at a distance. The lack of utility in my opinion is made up in DPS via the RPM and added weapon handling, allowing us to kill faster and perform better at range. Also, when it comes to strikers, there's just a lot less requirements and restrictions to gain and keep damage. I will be using the chest piece in today's build as it allows us to have 200 stacks and gives us more consistent damage. This is a pretty basic build to make and offers an insane amount of damage and survivability. Just off 1 kill alone, you gain 50% bonus armor on kill, 15% weapon damage on kill, 5% rate of fire on kill, and 10% armor on kill. This isn't including all the crit damage on kill you can stack, helping you reach up to 150% plus crit damage, as well as max crit chance on top of all of that stacked weapon damage. At its base, this build has 1.5 million armor, and fully stacked is capable of reaching well over 3 million. So on top of being a mega tank, we have plenty of survivability from 2 types of armor on kill, as well as 3% armor regen. So not only do we have burst forms of healing, but passive healing as well, both types helping in different situations. The reason we have so many armor cores is because the set's damage makes up for the loss of red cores. Gear sets that allow you to stack damage allow you to spec heavily into survivability, to the point you can have an insane balance of both damage and survivability. When it comes to the damage numbers of this build, when fully stacked you're hitting 1 million plus crits to the head of NPCs and 750k plus crits to the body at the very least. This build is not only great for run and gun, but it also is insanely good for medium to long range fights. To make the most of this build though, you'll need an aggressive playstyle to keep both damage and armor stacks active. The more you kill, the stronger you are. This build is perfect for all heroic content, whether that's control points, bounties, the summit, or the new countdown game mode, and is a lot of fun to use. Now we spoke a little bit about the build and I'll showcase some of what it's capable of, let's get into a quick build breakdown, followed by some more insane gameplay. You want to use the gunner specialization? This is because it really suits the playstyle, it adds a lot of utility to the build and DPS. You have the right throwing grenade, which is going to apply a status effect. This is going to help you proc your vindictive talent if you don't have your Banshee Pulse up. Now talking about the Banshee Pulse, it is a big part of this build, especially if you want to be stacking vindictive and finisher together to add all that extra critical hit damage. This is a great skill for close combat, so definitely recommend it for a run and gun build. This specialization also makes it so that every third reload is 50% faster. The armor kit gives you 100% armor back plus 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds. You generate 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds. Party members recover 5, so not only are you gaining, but your teammates as well. One of my favorite things about the gunner specialization is that the rate of fire is increased by 5% on kill for 5 seconds, so you can just continuously chain kills as it's a run and gun build and keep that extra 5% RPM active. And if you do choose to stop and sit in cover for any reason, you can gain 10% weapon handling while not moving, need to be motionless for 1 second. This is going to help you get those long range kills as well. And that is pretty much it for the specialization, guys. So with that said, let's get into the build breakdown. Right guys, starting off with the prime weapon, we have the Black Market AKM. Maxed out assault rifle damage, maxed out health damage, and 10% damage targets out of cover, which is multiplicative damage. Looking at the talent, we had the talent in sync. Hitting an enemy grants plus 15% skill damage for 5 seconds. Using a non-shield skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants plus 15% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Damage increases are doubled while both buffs are active at the same time. Looking at the attachments, we have 5% crit chance on the scope, we have 20 extra rounds in the magazine, 5% crit chance on the laser pointer, and 5% crit chance on the muzzle brake. Now when it comes to primary weapons, guys, it's all preference. I like using the AK just because of the extremely high base damage. I would recommend the FAMAS or the Eagle Bearer. Eagle Bearer is going to be great. You're basically going to be immortal if you use that weapon, but my preference is the Black Market AK. Moving on to the secondary, and it is a must-have when it comes to strikers, it is the ACS-12. This is going to help you gain your stacks super quick. As you can see, we have 6% crit chance on the scope, 6% crit chance on the laser pointer. If you feel like you're killing too quick, then change these attachments to weapon handling based attachments. We had the Vindictive talent. Killing an enemy with a status effect applied grants you and your allies 15% crit chance and 15% crit damage for 20 seconds. You're going to gain this talent by using the Banshee Pulse, and you can also stack the finisher talent on top of this. Onto our sidearm now, we have the named pistol, the Orbit. This is going to give you the perfect finisher talent. Swapping from this weapon within 10 seconds of killing an enemy grants 35% critical hit chance and 40% critical hit damage for 15 seconds. When it comes to the attachments, you have 20% reload speed on the drum, and you have 10% accuracy on the sight. Now finally guys, getting into the build breakdown, and this is based off my TU16 build. So starting off with our mask, as you can see, we have armor at 170k, we have 10.3% critical hit damage and 6% critical hit chance via a mod. Onto the chest piece, 15% weapon damage, 12% critical hit damage, and 6% crit chance via a mod. Now I just want to quickly talk about this talent real quick. This description and the version that's currently in the game right now is the PTS Phase 2 version. So you will lose 4 to 5 stacks, but in TU 16.1, they will be changing it to the version it's supposed to be where you only lose 3 stacks. But I still recommend running this version of the build. So if you can get along with the build of how it is right now with this version, then when it comes to the TU 16.1 version, you're going to be absolutely destroying everything even easier. Moving on to the holster now, we have 170k armor and 5.5% crit chance. Onto the Fox Prayer knee pads, 10% assault rifle damage, which doesn't apply to this build. We get 15% weapon damage, 8% damage to targets out of cover, that's multiplicative damage like I already mentioned, and 12% critical hit damage. Moving on to the gloves, we have 170k armor again, 11.4% critical hit damage. And then finally, the Memento backpack, which gives us 15% weapon damage, which is 1 max core. We have maxed out armor 170k, and then we gain 1 skill tier with 6% crit chance via a mod, and then we have the kill confirmed talent. Moving on to the skills now. My favorite skill in the game, the striker drone, just plays as a distraction. We're not using this for the damage whatsoever. It could pull up to 3 NPCs attention away from you, allowing you to run and gun a lot easier. Looking at the attachments, we have 7.5% duration, 4.8% damage, and 10% health. Moving on to the Banshee Pulse now, you gain this by using the gunner specialization. We have 10% radius and 9.8% effect duration. This is pretty much an out and out run and gun build guys, but you can use it to play for long distance as well once you get all your max stacks from the Memento backpack. Moving on to the stat sheet now guys, and I'm not going to talk through it fully. 48.5% critical hit chance. The rolls on this build are not fully maxed out, so you will hit 50. You gain the extra crit chance back from the Vindictive or Finisher talent. We have 90.7% critical hit damage. You can get up to 150% once you stack the other 2 talents, Finisher and Vindictive. 75% headshot damage, of course, because it's an assault rifle. We have all the multiplicated damage from the damage targets out of cover, so this build is packing a punch, even though it's extremely tanky, and that's what you want guys when it comes to a run and gun build. You want that balance of high survivability and high damage. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If this helps you out, let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't already, smash that like button to help support the video, help us hit that 500 like goal, share this video to help other agents, and with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Mod Squad.